friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. I want to start this video out today giving a huge thank you to all of you who have subscribed, who have liked my channel, who commented. It means the world to me, and I feel so honored and blessed that you guys are here with me. A couple of years ago, I was in a job that was so stressful and I was so unhappy, and I remember having a conversation with God just saying, man, it would be awesome to do something that I loved. And as I thought about what that would look like, my first thought went to crafts, and I thought, oh man, it'd be awesome to have a YouTube channel where I could craft and maybe make a little bit of money. And even though the money is not even close to what I was making in my previous job, I'm happy and I'm doing what I love, and it's all because of you guys. So I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and to show my appreciation, I'm going to have another giveaway of the 2025 calendars. There'll be 5 calendars. All you have to do is comment on this video and you'll be entered to win. I will have the drawing on next Monday. I will have a list of all the rules and information in my description box, so make sure you check that out, and make sure you're paying attention because I will comment on the winner's comment and let you know that you've won, and then I will post it in my community box once you have replied to me. So make sure you're paying attention and make sure you're watching. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Brenda, and I am so sorry the intro is so long, but I really wanted to make sure you guys all know how grateful I am for you. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here is DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I am using my Hippo water slide decal paper. I used this little sign from Dollar Tree. I found this pre-printable and printed it out on the water slide decal paper. Now, if you haven't used this paper before, it is amazing. I love it. All you need is a inkjet printer. You just want to make sure you know what side your printer prints on, because you want it to print on the glossy side of the paper. You pick out your image, you print it, and then after you've printed it, you're going to use a clear coating like something like this, and you're going to want to spray it 3 times with at least 10 minutes in between each spray, because you want to give it a chance to dry. And then once it's dry, then you can use it. But I make sure you spray it well. I did this once. I didn't spray it very well and the ink ran. So you want to make sure when you spray it well. So I started off this, this plaque had the paper coming off, so I went ahead and used my heat gun to pull off the rest of it, and then it always leaves part of the backing of it on there, so I just took my spray bottle there and I am just spraying it and wiping it down. And then I thought, you know, this is silly using my fingers, maybe I should use something else. So I got my paint scraper and that worked much better. So I'm just scraping all of that paper and glue and with my water bottle, and it comes right off. It took a little bit, but it wasn't too hard. Then I took my Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster, and I gave this 2 good coats on the front and on the sides to cover up that orange and to cover up the brown there. And then after it was dry, I went ahead and took my decal and I'm cutting it down. And when you cut this down, you want to make sure you leave just a little bit on the edges. One of the first times I did this, I cut it down too close and then I couldn't really pull up the image. So then it was ready to go in the pan of water, and I realized it was out of view there, so I had to move everything. But you just stick it in the water for about 30 to 60 seconds. And it does curl up on you, and that's okay. I always hold it down, but I don't think you have to. I think it will just relax as it gets wetter. Then you want to make sure you put some water on your surface because you want it to be wet. That helps the decal to stay. And then you can test it by kind of pushing up, and when you see it moving, you know it's ready. So I just push it up and I lay it in place, and I put my finger on the part that didn't have the backing behind it, and then I just pull the backing off. Now, I had to maneuver this because it was not laying straight. It was a little crooked. So This stuff does move very well. So I'm kind of moving it around, and then I realized it was too close to the top. So I am just kind of laying it all around, or moving it all around until I got it to the place that I wanted it. Then I just added a little bit more water to the top and to the back to just get it to lay down and stick, and then just pressing out all the water and the wrinkles that were there. And then once you get it all flat and no wrinkles, you take a paper towel and you just gently dry the water off. And then after you do that, you just set it aside, let it dry, I don't know, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and then it will be ready to decorate. I just love this paper, you guys. It's amazing. If you haven't tried it, make sure you try it. I will have a link in my description box for you to order it if you'd like to order some and try it out. Then I took one of these Garland clips, I think is what they call them, from Dollar Tree. It comes in a pack of like 12 or so. And I cut it down. I hot glued it to the top. And then I took a couple of eucalyptus leaves that I got from a Christmas eucalyptus pick at Walmart. And I'm just hot gluing them there as well. The colors in my living room this year for Christmas are going to be that kind of a, that color green with some black and some creams, I think, mixed in. And I saw some ribbons at Hobby Lobby that were just gorgeous. So I decided that's what I wanted to do for my colors this year. So then I took this ribbon, this bow that I got at Dollar Tree, and I am just hot gluing it to the top. And I just think this is the cutest little shelf sitter picture. You'll have to let me know what you think. I just love it. Okay, so here's DIY number 2, and these are some gift tags, guys. I just love this too. So I had these metal gift tags from the Dollar Tree. It comes 3 in a pack. And I printed some out. These were some free decals that I got off of Google. And I am just going to trim it down to size. And once I got it all trimmed down, I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with the other one. I'm just going to stick it in the paper, or stick it in the water, and let it soak for 30 to 60 seconds, and then I will put it onto my metal tag. If you are new here, and if you like what you see, I would love to have you join our little family and hit that subscribe button. And let me know in the comment box that you're here and what was your favorite DIY today. I'd love to hear from you. Once it's done, you just pull off the back, and there it is. Now, the paper was, the decal paper, you could see was a little going over the edge, just a little bit. So I did use my scissors once it was all dry and just kind of trimmed it down. No problem. And you guys, you can use this every year. So like, for instance, it's me and my husband. I can make these tags out to him and then just use it every year. I used a little Sharpie marker and it worked perfectly. So yeah, no, don't need to buy them every year. Just make some and use them every year. Then it comes with this twine, and I'm just going to use the twine as the hanger. You can use a ribbon. I did try it with a ribbon, and it was really cute, but I just opted for this twine. You could use yarn. You could use, tinsel if you wanted. I don't know. Then after that, I took these little bows. I got these from Hobby Lobby in the mini ornaments section, and I am just going to hot glue one at the top of each one. And I just think these are so cute and so much fun. You'll have to let me know what you think about that. Okay, DIY number 3. So for this DIY, I am trying out Hippo's heat transfer paper. So I have this embroidery hoop. I printed out an image on the heat transfer paper, and that's what it looks like. It comes with sheets of the paper. It comes with instructions. It can be used with a heat press or an iron. And then I used this fabric I got from Walmart. So I'm going to start off with cutting the fabric down to size for that hoop. Now I wanted to make sure it was a little bit bigger because you're going to tighten it, and when you tighten the hoop, it you know, kind of brings the, I don't know how to explain it. You just want to make sure you've got enough room for it to be placed in there. Okay, guys. So once I have it all trimmed, I am sitting there reading the instructions, as you see, and it does say to trim off your paper or to your image, but it also gives you the temperatures to set your heat press on. It will tell you what to set your iron on as well. So I was just setting my heat press there that I just recently got and having so much fun with that. And then I am trimming down my image. And so I cut it down, and then I am just trimming all the way around that snowflake. Now I kind of wish I would have cut out the gray part of it, but it still looks okay. Then after it was all trimmed, I take my heat press and I'm just ironing my cloth because you want to make sure there's no wrinkles in it. And then I'm going to take the backing off of the decal, and the decal is not sticky. So I was glad about that. I was worried about having everything stick together, but it's not sticky. And I just had to be really careful because they're, you know, those are kind of intricate parts and I didn't want to rip them. So, but it was still pretty easy. So then I just laid it down where I thought was centered. And then I have this little, it's kind of like wax paper. They have it in with the decal paper. And you just put it over your decal. You set your timer if you're using a heat press, and then you just hold it there in place until the heat press timer goes off. If you're having an iron, I believe you have to do it for a couple of minutes. Then after that, I'm laying it over my hoop because I want to make sure it's centered. Once I have it centered, then I just put the top hoop over it and put the little screw inside the holes and tighten it up. And then once I have that all on, I take my scissors and just trim all the way around this, the extra yarn, oh my goodness, you guys, what's wrong with me today? The extra fabric. Then I take this ribbon. I got this from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to kind of fold it a little bit so I can get it in between the little screw there, and I'm just tying a knot, and then I'm going to make sure that knot is in the back of the hoop, and then I will trim off those ends. And then I'm just taking another one of those Garland clips and hot gluing it to the top. And then I have these little pine cones. They were in the mini ornament section of Walmart. You guys, if you haven't bought anything there, I love that section. I've got so many little things they're just great for either gifts or for DIYs. I love them. They have some awesome things. So I'm just hot gluing them on there. And now I'm not going to show this on screen, but I did take a black paint pen and painted all around the hoop because I just didn't like that color, and I think it just makes it pop even more. So you have to let me know what you think about this. I really love it, and it was so easy, and I just think it's so cute. Okay, DIY number 4. I love this one too. So for this one, I took this foam tree triangle thing. I got some of these biscuits. I think I got them at Home Depot. Then I'm using my Waverly chalk paint in the color celery and moss. So I think it might have been around 30 of these biscuits, and I am just using my brush to paint on the moss color paint, and I paint all of them. Now, after that, I did do some dry brushing with the celery, but it's really kind of hard to tell. It really blends really well. But I started with these biscuits at the bottom, and I'm just hot gluing the top tip of them to this foam figure. What do you call it? I'm drawing a blank today, guys. It's Saturday. My brain says you should have the day off. Anyways, I am just hot gluing them. I started from the bottom so that way it would sit evenly. And then I'm just putting some hot glue on the top of each one there, and then hot gluing that to the foam. And I'm having the bottom tips overlap the other ones by just a little bit. Then I took this wood star I got from Dollar Tree, and I am painting it with my pure gold metallic paint. I think it's Folk Art. I will have that in my description box. And then I paint those tumbling tower blocks and that ribbon spool with my burnt umber by Apple Barrel. Then once they were all dry, I took my star and I'm just hot gluing it to the top of that foam piece there. And then I think I'm going to show you here, I do end up using my dryer because I touched that little block and it was still wet. So I'm just using my little heat gun there to dry it up a little bit. If you guys are liking today's video, please make sure and give me that thumbs up and comment. That lets YouTube know that you like my stuff and that you want to see more, and they'll promote it more. And that really helps my channel grow. I really would appreciate it. And if you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can find the link to that as well to my social media pages in the link tree in my description box below. So once I had those all dried, I hot glued them together, like you see there, and then I'm going to take that little ribbon roll. It's just a piece of cardboard that's round and it's pretty thick, and I screw it into the base of that tree. Now I do take it out and put some hot glue on it, but I put some hot glue on the bottom part of it, and then I hot glue it to that little base that I made. Then I took this white paint marker that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just painting the edge of each one of those biscuits so that it looks like it has some snow on the ends. And then after that, I took some of these little berries I got from Hobby Lobby, and I am just pushing them right into the styrofoam in between some of those biscuits. And it was super easy. They just go right in. And I think this comes out looking so cute. And then there's some little black gingham bows that I got from Hobby Lobby as well. And I just put one at the top by that star. And there it is. You'll have to let me know what you think of my little tree. I just love the way this came out. I hope you did too. So make sure you remember to comment, and if you want to be entered into the drawing for these calendars, just make sure you comment and make sure you are checking, because I will let you know on Saturday, I think I said. Yeah, I'll let you know in the description box. Okay guys, here's the final reveal. Let me know what you think about this. I hope you guys like them. I think they're adorable. If you haven't checked out that hippo paper, I will have a link to it in my description box, so make sure you get yourself some and try it out. It's amazing. So I will be back next Wednesday with another video. So until then guys, have a blessed week, and we will see you on the other one. Bye bye.